The FBI rocked by new allegations against swamp monster Andrew McCabe. Well, it's going to call everything into question now. According to Christina Lalia for the Gateway Pundit, she reports that Representative Ron DeSantis revealed this week that he interviewed a retired FBI advisor who said he was instructed by Andrew McCabe not to call the Benghazi attack an act of terrorism in the FBI reports, despite incontrovertible evidence that al-Qaeda had directed the attack. And according to The Hill, they state that the agent found the instruction concerning because his unit had gathered incontrovertible evidence showing a major al-Qaeda figure had directed the attack, and the information had already been briefed to President Obama, the lawmaker stated. They reported in the days after the 2012 attack, Obama administration officials initially said it was related to spontaneous Muslim anger over an anti-Islam videotape and not a planned-out act of terrorism. Well, DeSantis argued that the example highlights the politicization of the FBI. Quote, what operational reason would there be to issue an edict to agents telling them, in the face of virtually conclusive evidence to the contrary, not to categorize the Benghazi attack as a result of terrorism? By placing the interests of the Obama administration over the public's interests, the order is yet another data point highlighting the politicization of the FBI, DeSantis stated. So they write here that Obama was briefed by the FBI showing incontrovertible evidence that a major al-Qaeda figure directed the Benghazi attack, and it was still reported by lying Susan Rice that an anti-Muslim YouTube video caused the attack. And then, of course, they state here, swamp creature McCabe instructed the FBI reports to be scrubbed of any mention of terrorism. President Trump, please, for the sake of our country's future, fire every single Obama holdover right now. What are your thoughts on this latest revelation against the FBI? Comment below. If you're new to the channel and you want stories such as this, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you mash that share button as well. Get the story out there on social networks. For the Next News Network.
Hired FBI supervisor says Depp director gave him orders protecting Hillary. Testimony from Florida Republican Rep. Ron DeSantis revealed that the level of political bias that exists in the FBI is worse than anyone could have imagined. As reported by The Hill, on Wednesday DeSantis said he interviewed a retired FBI supervisor who told him that Deputy Director Andrew McCabe instructed agents at the Bureau to cover for former Democrat presidential candidate Hillary Clinton and not to refer to the 2012 Benghazi attack as an act of terrorism. If you'll recall, in the days following the attack, the Obama administration attempted to blame the attack on Muslims who were allegedly angry over an anti-Islam video posted to YouTube, and argued that the attack was not a planned act of terror. DeSantis said the directive from McCabe highlights just how politicized the FBI has become. What operational reason would there be to issue an edict to agents telling them, in the face of virtually conclusive evidence to the contrary, not to categorize the Benghazi attack as a result of terrorism? DeSantis asked rhetorically. By placing the interests of the Obama administration over the public's interests, the order is yet another data point highlighting the politicization of the FBI, he added. This revelation of leftist bias in the FBI is far from an isolated case. Just last week, we learned about the demotion of FBI investigator Peter Strzok for texting his mistress anti-Trump messages and changing the language in former FBI Director James Comey's speech exonerating Clinton and her handling of classified information. We have also recently learned about a member of Special Counsel Robert Mueller's team, top attorney Andrew Weissmann, who also served as the FBI's general counsel under Robert Mueller, praising then acting Attorney General Sally Yates after she instructed Justice Department lawyers not to enforce President Trump's travel ban. The FBI has a political agenda, and that is a far cry from one of the agency's purposes, which is to protect the American people from criminal activities. Republican lawmakers said they believed Clinton's case was tainted and the Democrat presidential candidate received special treatment. The Hill reported that they would express their concerns about the FBI turning into a politically biased organization at a hearing Thursday before the House Judiciary Committee. We are here today calling for an investigation into FBI systems and procedures that have allowed special treatment and bias to run rampant, Representative Matt Gaetz said. The law demands equal treatment for all, not special treatment for some. There is a clear and consistent pattern of treating the Clinton investigation differently than other investigations, he said. You can say that again. Politicized and corrupt should not be words we use to describe the FBI.
Representative Jim Jordan goes scorched earth on the FBI director over Trump hater Peter Strzok. Joshua Kaplan at the Gateway Pundit reports that the Congressman Jim Jordan of Ohio grilled the FBI director Christopher Wray. Took place this week, Thursday morning. The conservative firebrand demanded that Wray confirm whether or not Trump-hating FBI agent Peter Strzok applied for the FISA warrant to spy on Trump officials. This is something that we have believed took place. We've been reporting on that possibility for quite some time. Now, Jordan kicked off his line of questioning with the following. He says, Director, did Peter Strzok help produce and present the application to the FISA court to secure a warrant to spy on Americans associated with the Trump campaign? Well, Wray didn't want to go there. Take a look.
But my hunch is it has something to do with the dossier. Director, did Peter Strzok help produce and present the application to the FISA court to secure a warrant to spy on Americans associated with the Trump campaign?
Congressman, I'm not prepared to discuss anything about a FISA process in this.
So let's remember a couple things about the dossier. The Democrat National Committee and the Clinton campaign, which we now know were one and the same, paid the law firm, who paid Fusion GPS, who paid Christopher Steele, who then paid Russians to put together a report that we call a dossier full of all kinds of fake news, National Enquirer garbage. And it's been reported that this dossier was all dressed up by the FBI, taken to the FISA court, and presented as a legitimate intelligence document, that it became the basis for granting a warrant to spy on Americans. Mr. Super Agent at the FBI, I think he's the guy who took the application to the FISA court. And if that happened, I mean, think if this happened, if you had the FBI working with a campaign, the Democrats' campaign, taking opposition research, dressing it all up and turning it into an intelligence document and taking it to the FISA court so they could spy on the other campaign, if that happened, that is as wrong as it gets.
Ouch. Congressman Jordan went all out against the FBI director, Christopher Wray. They continue that the grilling comes amid reports that Trump-hating FBI agent Peter Strzok played a key role in analyzing the infamous Trump dossier supplied by the shady research firm Fusion GPS. Fox News' James Rosen also reveals that Strzok played a key role in agreeing to pay ex-MI6 agent Christopher Steele $50,000 to find evidence to further support the dossier's explosive claims. FBI officials were uncomfortable with the validity of Steele's findings, yet they moved forward with the FISA surveillance anyway. So this is another revelation here, and thankfully we're seeing the appointee, the Trump appointee, Christopher Wray, ask these hard questions. And, well, he didn't want to go there, obviously, but soon enough we will find out the answer. We will find the truth. We will continue to press for that. Comment below with your thoughts. If you're new to the channel and you like what we're doing here and you want more of this, hit that subscribe button and make sure you share this on your social networks. For the Next News Network, I'm